Amodo is specialized in developing and managing IoT solutions to support the insurance industry. With a strong focus on customer engagement and loyalty, they enable insurers to launch new usage-based insurance products on the market, pricing customers on their individual risk exposure and behavior, saving costs for the customer, and a significant market advantage for the carrier. Next on stage, Amodo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this session. I guess you have been participating and following some sessions until now. And there was one thing that really stood out in most of those sessions, even the opening one done by Allianz Partners. The opening session was very much focused on customer centricity. Other sessions also talked a lot about customer centricity. And we as an industry need to be much more customer-centric, beyond any doubt. But the question is, what is needed in order to be more customer-centric? What we really need is to understand our customers. We need to understand them better so that we can serve them better. And in order to understand them better, we need more customer insights. And this is where the technology steps in. I think quite a few of us, being in the insurance industry, know that there are a couple of things highly valued by our customers when it comes to making a decision on purchasing an insurance product, which is first and most of all mentioned in many research studies, affordability. Affordability in terms of the price, affordability in terms of the price to coverage relationship. And this is something 62% of all the customers in the insurance space value above all. Now, we also saw in some of the previous presentations that around 81% of the customers would like to have personalized pricing, again, with the goal and aim to attain affordability, better cost to usage ratio. So it's pretty much about affordability, very valuable aspects in the eyes of our customers. Now, the second very important part of the value proposition of the insurance product is becoming more and more increasingly convenience. And the reason for that is that our customers are exposed to other industries as well. And other industries are doing an amazing job when it comes to customer experience. And now those customers expect us to do the same excellent job when it comes to their convenience and their experience. So more than 56% of the customers want to be served through digital channels for convenience reasons. And around 93% of them want to have majority of their insurance policies with one insurer. They want to have a single point of contact because they want to have a convenience. So all of these things we know. There are so many research studies out there, and all of them are pretty much going in the same direction, which is the one that I just shared. But the question still remains. Do we really understand our customers? We have been mentioning telematics technology a lot. And we know or say telematics is a technology. But we tend to believe at Amodo that telematics is rather an enabler for customer centricity, because it gives us so much insights about the customer that we never had before. Let me share one thing that we just recently learned from the data, and it's just a snippet of what we can learn from the driving data. We observed a rapid decline in the average speed of our users. By 6% lower average speed every week. We feeded a number of different data sets in the system in order to understand what might be the root cause of this behavior change. Clearly, engagement and other tactics that are being applied through smartphone telematics are efficient, but 6% reduction in the average speed is something that is extraordinary. Once we feeded the system with the additional data, we identified an almost perfect reverse correlation with the old prices. So the white line you can see here on the graph is the average speed and evolution of that speed over a time. And the green line is the old price. So that was one of the snippet, one of the very small insights that we can get from the driving data. And there are so many more. So once we establish that so many things can be learned from the driving data, let me share the next statistics with you. Our customers are spending 3.3% of the time in a given day in the car. 96% of their time outside of the car. Now, if we can learn so much about our customers while they are in a vehicle, how much more can we learn about our customers when they are not in the vehicle? And all of these insights is something we can use in order to serve our customers better. Do we have any idea when our customers are driving a bike? We do know that most of the accidents happen between 9 and 11 in the morning and at 5 in the afternoon. That's what we know. But we have no clue when our customers are driving a bike. Do our customers get enough sleep? We know that people deprived of sleep are much more exposed to risk of coronary diseases. Less than 5 hours to sleep a day is a problem. Do we have any idea how much do they sleep? Can we find that out? Do our customers work from home? There are a number of researchers indicating the customer preference has changed. The customer habits have changed, influenced by a number of different market forces. So all of these things is something that we can learn today. All of these insights is something that the technology allows us to collect today. Let me put it that way. One of the very important technology impacts on the insurance industry is by far one of the biggest, is the emergence of a smartphone. But it disrupts an insurance industry in a much bigger scale than it does other industries, for the following reasons. Smartphone channel disrupted distribution and promotion for many industries. But in case of an insurance, it also disrupted product and price, because we can collect data from a smartphone to learn about the customer usage, to give them personalized pricing, which is, by the way, also what they want to have. So this kind of a product and price disruption is something that significantly fewer industries experienced with the emergence of a smartphone as a channel. So the question is, how much can we actually learn about our customers by collecting the data from a smartphone? And even more important question, how can we serve them better by getting these insights? This is Amodo platform, just a snippet. This is my data. I was collecting since 163 days. It's collected from a smartphone app, white label app, and it indicates clearly, do I have a dog? And do I own a dog and do I have a child? Automatically based on sensor data. It gives us information about my home and mobility patterns and tells us if I'm a high opportunity to be offered this particular insurance product automatically. It also gives a rough indication about the risk exposure that I have for this particular product. It gives us information about stay-at-home patterns. It gives information what time of the day, which day of the week did I spend at home? Am I working from home? We know that working from home is influencing claim frequency and claim size. How we leverage on this data to serve our customers better. It gives a number of other information that can be collected, doesn't have to be collected, but is paired with the third-party data to give insights about the customer risk exposure in terms of his whereabouts. And it also gives information about what kind of a commuting transport mode is being used more frequent. And clearly, in my case, given my location, it was a car. Public transportation is something that I'm trying to avoid since Corona time, so the habits change as well for the other users and for the other customers. So we know that the customer habits changed through recent events, and that now around 46%, according to the study we conducted with an external research agency, of the working adults spend 2 or more days a week working from home. We know claim frequency is higher, we know claim sizes are lower. How do we adjust for that? Number of insurance companies in Asia are currently considering giving a significantly more beneficial, let me put it that way, price based on this particular date information. It's not only about the home and mobility. We are covering other ranges of products, such as travel, health, motorbike. We are coming from a motor segment, but then expanded into other areas as well. Following the same logic, giving a high-level indication about the opportunity, me as a customer, how big of an opportunity am I for the insurance company, and how big a risk I am. It also gives indication about the sleep patterns. And all of these numbers, behavioral insights, are compared with the user base average. So let's say it's an early day for the industry, and we are not really sure, 100%, how big of a risk that is. We contextualize it with the other user data so that we get a better understanding where is the customer on each behavioral component compared to other user base. A number of different particular behavioral information is outlined here, and all of them are compared to the user base. This information can instantly be used for the smart targeting and promotional purposes. It can also be used for pricing, for personalized pricing. And let me just give a brief overview of how the market breeds in terms of the usage-based products. Now, we conducted a study with external research agency in 2017. And I think this is the only study that was conducted in a period of 5 years shared today, so we can see the trends as well. In 2017, this was in the European markets, we asked very explicitly, would you buy usage-based insurance products? So 58% of the customers said yes, and 41% of the customers said no. We did the same study in 2022 with the same questions, addressing the same audience, to learn that 74% now say, yes, we would buy usage-based insurance, and 26 say, we would not buy usage-based insurance, clearly indicating that over a time, interest in the usage-based insurance is increasing. And it's increasing because of a number of different market forces out there. Amongst others, heavy investment we as an industry do in order to promote these kind of products and so on. And this particular number is validated by a number of different researchers out there, only stating the same. The potential is going up. When we talk about insurance products that are built on behavioral data, very commonly we are thinking about motor insurance. And there is a lot of connected cars technologies out there, as we were able to see today. Telematics boxes installed in a vehicle collecting the data from the car. Connected cars technology, embedded connected cars technology, collecting the data from the car. But as we at Amodo like to say, connected cars technology connects us with the car. Smartphone is connecting us with the user. And it gives us completely new playing field for providing personalized insurance products. Let me share one particular use case in Hong Kong. There's a company called YAS, microinsurance company. Spectacularly innovative company that was founded a couple of years ago and launched microinsurance products based on behavioral data. What a YAS microinsurance does, they cover customer moments. Those moments can be when the customer is driving as a passenger in a car, taxi, Uber, public transportation, or that moment can be also when the user is driving a bike, when the user is doing a hike, or when the user is going for a jog. So these short-term moments, first of all, can be measured, can be understood, and appropriate pricing can be applied to those. So this is not to say that this is necessarily a product fit for every market out there. Far from it. This is to say that the underwriting capability is there. This is to say that the go-to-market capability is there, and also that the technology is here today we can leverage to launch a number of other similar insurance products on the market. And not everything is so bloomy. And there's a big elephant in the room every time when we are talking about the behavioral data. And this big elephant is asking, but what about customer privacy? And this is a very good and very important question. But the answer needs to be specific and quantified. So, again, in 2017, we conducted a study and asked customers, would you be willing to share your data with insurance companies in order to obtain benefits of usage-based insurance products? 26.2% of them said, no, we would not share the data. 73.8% said, yes, we would be willing to share the data. We did the same study with the same audience, with the same set of questions, 2022. To learn that now 14.7 would not be willing to share their data, and 85.3 would be willing to share the data. So not only that we learned that the market potential and opportunity is going up, we are also learning that barriers for adoption are going down. Not even to mention, which is obviously underlined here, as much as with any other presentation, the technology is there as well. Okay, it's not a simple discussion. It's not a simple technology. It's not a simple change we have to make. And in many discussions, we, and many of you also in the room that we talked in the past, rightfully so asked the question, but can we do it? Is it easy? It's not easy. It's a little bit of an uncharted territory. Nobody ever did it before. It's the first time we are doing something like that, right? Well, luckily for us, it's charted territory. Connected insurance is second industry in line, being so disrupted with connected technologies that bring the data to the systems. So valuable data. Second in line. The first industry in line was telecommunication. And once they found the gold, once even today, when the industry is in a very mature life cycle phase, they are ending with approximately 30% EBITDA every year, right? Very consolidated market. So this is why I dare to say once they found the gold, they left a chart for us. And that chart looks like this. It's a full mapping of connected business, where you can see exactly the process groups that explain how to create connected products, how to price connected products, how to put them on the market, how to distribute them, how to deliver the connected service, how to maintain the quality of the connected service, and so on and so on. So 80 to 90% of everything that telecom is doing is what we are experiencing now in connected insurance world. And these two industries are becoming more and more similar. And in case you're still not convinced, let me show you one particular project that I'm proud of, but at the same time is getting attention of many people. We did with Unica International. Unica International is a big insurance group from Austria, present in a couple of dozen countries. So, the customer downloads an application. It's a full smartphone-only based solution. Smartphone only, nothing else. The customer downloads the app. He registers. He prepays a certain credit on his account, 20, 50, 100 euros. He can see the amount of credit at any point in time on his mobile phone. He has MTPL. He does not have a comprehensive coverage. At one point in time, he decides that he wants to be fully covered for the upcoming period. He activates the coverage through the smartphone. And he's going for a walk, using a public transportation, doesn't matter. At the point in time when he enters into his vehicle, we automatically identify it as his vehicle. We automatically identify that he started driving. And first of all, he's covered. And second of all, for every kilometer he drives, a certain amount is being deducted from his credit. Once he decides to stop the coverage, he does it again through his mobile phone. The coverage is not active anymore, and for any future journey that he does with his car, he is not going to be charged for. So we are talking about prepaid business model based on usage data coming from a remote networked asset that is sending and submitting this data. That's not all. He can also top up his credit with additional funds so as to use the comprehensive on-demand usage insurance in the future as well. And that's not all. If he drives in a safe manner these kilometers while he enjoys the benefit of being fully covered, he also gets loyalty points that are then exchanged for the free kilometers that he can drive with the full comprehensive coverage. So, if you would like to obtain more insights about the customers and serve the customers better, look for Amodo. Out there we have a booth today and tomorrow, and please don't forget to vote for us. Thank you so much.